The assassination of President Abraham Lincoln not only shocked the nation, but also, in a way, gripped the entire world, as the entire world was in mourning over what occurred in Washington, D.C., and the loss of President Lincoln. This is particularly true in England. This can be seen in various newspaper articles that were written about the assassination, and it really goes to show the camaraderie between the British and Americans which existed in the 1860s. The first is from April 30th, 1865, from the London Observer newspaper. This is a complete account of the events of April 14th as it's given to the American delegation in London. It's written much like a government document because it's from the Secretary Seward uh, and Edwin Stanton, the Secretary of War. It gives a reaction from President Johnson as well as the entire account of what occurred from the shooting of Lincoln to the attack on Seward, all the way up to what they knew at that given time. It's a very well written document, and it's a perfect primary source um, given to the people of England at that time in order for them to understand what was truly going on. Second comes from America, the New York Times, on April 17th, just a couple days after the initial assassination. Since it's only a matter of days after the assassination, it's it's mostly a picture of the manhunt, detailing what the police know, what they're trying to figure out. Basically, just to keep the public aware about what's going on. Again, this is from 3 days after the events of the assassination. Witnesses are also asked what they saw that night, including people who were in the room when President Lincoln died. Again, the information is laid out in such a way as to inform the public of what has transpired, as well as to keep them informed about what the police and other authorities are doing in order to keep them safe and to capture, at this point, the named suspects of Booth and his associates. The third comes from Manchester, England, that is. In much the same way as the London Observer article, this one comes from later on in April. It takes several different subjects into the writing. The first is the sorrow that was seen in both England as well as Canada, one of the British colonies at the time, um, for the fallen president of the United States. All the other sections of the article deal with a quick biography of Lincoln, a biography of Booth, as well as small details of the night of the assassination. However, its focus mostly is an obituary for the fallen president and a criminal profile, in a way, of John Wilkes Booth, making it a very valuable asset in terms of primary documentation. A fourth and final article comes from the Baltimore Sun of April 21st, 1865. This article details the nationwide outpouring of emotion and grief throughout the country as Lincoln's body lays in state in Washington, D.C., as well as the manhunt for John Wilkes Booth. Again, these newspapers, their main purpose was to inform the reader about what was going on in the country, as well as what the authorities were doing in order to keep the public safe, as well as to capture those responsible for the heinous crime of killing the president, as well as the attack on the other members of Lincoln's cabinet. These newspapers serve as a time capsule in a way, as you get to really see what was being read by people in not only in the country, but in various different cities of the country as well as around the world. Thank you.